Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Disney. Disney just released a trailer for a new film called Wish. It's an animated film that teaches kids that responsibility is evil and self-indulgence is good. Disney continues to get more dangerous and stranger as time goes on. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. The Literature Devil on Twitter put out a great comment about Disney's new trailer for the movie Wish. He writes, "Is it me or does the bad guy in this movie seem reasonable? Like the moral conflict is granting wishes on a case-by-case basis versus giving everyone everything. The only bad guy thing the king does is give an evil laugh and agree that he's handsome. I've never seen a villain astroturfed as evil before. He's really not evil," which brought me to comment, it's new Disney, same as them pushing self-indulgent extreme woke agendas. A hero does what's best for society. They always do what's best for society. A villain is self-indulgent. They are always self-indulgent. Villains are trying to do what villains want at the expense of everyone else. If you think about it from the Spider-Man origin story's perspective, it's all in there. And that's what's different about Disney now. This isn't about having gay characters or race swapping or changing the characters' genders throughout the movie. This is about Disney putting in themes that support their woke agenda and wrapping it in an attractive package of cute Disney characters, songs, and pretty animation. The synopsis for Wish is this. Wish will follow a young girl named Asha, whose name actually means wish or hope, who wishes on a star and gets a more direct answer than she bargained for when a troublemaking star comes down from the sky to join her. Asha, a 17-year-old driven optimist and leader in the making, will face one of the most formidable enemies in the universe and will have to team up with Star, a cosmic force and boundless ball of pure energy and maybe chaos. You do not want to embrace chaos to create change. Chaos is not ever good for society. Chaos means destroying society. This does not belong in a kid's film. Here's how the filmmakers explain Wish in an interview in The Wrap. Here they talk about royalty not being important in a kingdom, which if you think about it, kind of doesn't make sense, unless you're just looking to take a character that isn't royal and have them overthrow the existing kingdom, which is kind of what they're doing here. The Disney princess has a long and fraught history, with the animated ladies of the film being as often praised for existing as they are condemned for it. And with the Walt Disney Company celebrating its centennial 100-year anniversary, co-directors Chris Buck and Thorn Virasanthon of the latest animated feature Wish wanted to focus on a relatable average young heroine in Asha. Quote, "It's less important if you have a royal bloodline to me in this day and age as a modern audience. I approach the character from the point of being relatable to me as an audience, so I can see myself in this person. Of course, it doesn't really matter if a character has a royal background or not. Characters are people. Personified, even cute animal characters with human characteristics are characters we can relate to. It doesn't really matter all that much, except that Disney has always been known for their princesses, which they are now removing from their brand category to focus on what they call Disney heroines, because every woman needs to be a hero. Not every boy needs to be a hero. Disney doesn't even seem to have Disney heroes. But they do have a category now of Disney heroines instead of princesses. Wish follows Asha, who lives in the kingdom of Rosas. The citizens turn their wishes over to the magnanimous King Magnifico, who occasionally grants a wish here and there. But when Asha learns a secret about Magnifico, it sets her on a journey that sees her pair up with a mysterious wishing star. The king accepts wishes in the story from the people in the kingdom. The kingdom looks to be very successful. It's not a high-tech kingdom. It's back in the Middle Ages. People living there seem to be doing okay. The whole kingdom exists because Magnifico used his magic to create a kingdom that everyone could live in. It looks peaceful. It looks like they're successful. And at the same time, people who live in the kingdom get the opportunity to make a wish, and then Magnifico, once a month, decides whose wish will be granted. Because of course you can't grant everyone's wishes. That's where the conflict comes up. Disney wants everyone to think that they can be and do anything they want to be, and they're entitled to it. Magnifico does not grant all the wishes that people ask. He specifically states in the trailer he only grants the wishes that are good for the society of the kingdom. So that's really what a hero does. You can't let anyone and everyone just do whatever they want all the time because there's no one else there to sustain society. People have to have functions in society, and then on a meritorious basis or on a straight up lucky basis, sure, your dreams may come true, but not literally from just wishing on a star. As the writers said, Asha isn't an actual Disney princess, and that hopefully changes the narrative on how people perceive the character and the moniker in general. Quote, the expectations for richer, more complex stories has definitely increased over the last 20 years, Lee said. You see more simple connections to the old fairy tale. Asha is representing a very different kind of teen, said Lee. She's representing a teenager that we can all relate to today. It wouldn't make sense for her to carry on any of the burdens of whatever societal structures she was in at the beginning of the film. Another disturbing part of all this is Asha had the opportunity, which is obviously a very rare opportunity, to actually be the apprentice for King Magnifico. She takes this opportunity where he apparently invites her in, shows her where he keeps wishes, discusses his magic with her. So she'll take that opportunity and that confidence that he placed in her and just throw it away. This is something else this movie does. It destroys the relationship between mentor and apprentice, which is very standard in any hero story, because even if you have power, you need to learn how to use it. If we think back to the first Star Wars movie, that's an easy to understand example. But even in Moana, they did that, a recent Disney movie. Not in this movie, apparently. They want to get rid of the history. They want to get rid of the mentors. Much of this needed nuance with Disney's heroines stems from more sophisticated audiences. Quote, when I was growing up, I wasn't thinking about the characters as princess or not. I was more about what differentiated the characters. It ties to the classic fairy tale and the concept of this European structure at the time that we just went with. But as we get older, we look at it differently because that's what worked. That's what brought society to the point that it's at now. And that's what Disney seems to want to get rid of. Lee cites the characters created for her film Frozen and how Princess Anna and Elsa weren't initially written as royalty. Quote, we call them Disney heroines, said Buck, and it certainly shows a unique sea change in the Disney universe when being a princess was paramount. Now, thanks to Frozen, we have a Disney queen in Anna, as well as a bevy of young animated women who aren't royal at all. Quote, you're hitting on something that is actually very important, said Buck. A lot of times, it's assumed that our heroines are princesses. People just assume, well, it's another princess movie. Not necessarily. Wait to see the movie. And for a description of King Magnifico is the most powerful person in the kingdom of Rosas, where wishes really do come true. People come from everywhere to give their wishes to Magnifico, a charming and confident king who promises to grant their deepest desires someday. Only he can decide which wishes can come true and when. According to writer Allison Moore, the king's motivation is not exactly honorable. Quote, Magnifico seems to think wishes are just ideas, but they're part of your heart, the very best part of your heart. Yet he's holding them inside these wish bubbles, hundreds of them, and most will remain there forever because that's how he controls the kingdom, by giving people false hope. Talk about false hope. Wouldn't you rather have someone running your kingdom who has successfully built the kingdom on their own, continues to protect it, continues to provide for it, rather than someone that comes along and says, oh no, everyone's wishes, apparently no matter what they are, need to come true. And even if it wasn't set up where not everyone's wishes come true, would you want some 17-year-old teenager who just got the power somehow from a star, which is also implied to be chaos, with that energy source deciding who is and isn't going to get their wishes granted? Or maybe she'll give everyone the power to grant all of their wishes. Obviously, there would be no society. People would be just running around crazy on wish binges as if they were drug addicts. Disney has made it now more difficult to kind of understand what's going on in their movies and if this is something you would want to expose children to. I don't like the idea of themes where you're telling children, you must be self-indulgent, you shouldn't be responsible, like King Magnifico. Don't limit people's wishes, just grant everyone's wishes. It comes from such a standpoint of, don't respect your parents, they don't know what's best for you, don't respect society, you should have everything you want, doesn't matter who you are, you're entitled to it, and if you don't get it, just use this chaos energy from the stars or other chaos energy from here on Earth to get what you want. Hopefully at some point people start to realize if you don't have a structure to society, and if you're constantly talking about overthrowing society, and you put that into children's films and promote that to children, it's going to be extremely destructive for actual society. These are not the values we need. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another video. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.